watching this, I usually tell people put hashtag replay in the comments, y'all.
Okay.
Okay.
Hashtag. Okay. Got it. All right.
Okay.
Let's get the party started. Yes, I am. This is gonna be a good conversation, you all. So you need to be here and be sure to share this. Let me introduce myself first. I am Robin, and some of you all know me because this is my page. I am Robin from Necessary Nutrition, and for the past 17 years, we've been supporting women over 40 with our foundational supplements and our guided membership community. But part of all of this is bringing experts to you to help you in so many ways with your health and nutrition. And I speak as Dr. LaKeisha does to women over 40. And let me introduce Dr. LaKeisha to you. She is an integrative OBGYN, and maybe she'll explain what that means to be integrative as an OBGYN. She studied at Loma Linda University for her medical training, and she is a speaker, an author. She helps us crack our hormone code, which is important. She delivers personalized support through a blueprint, and her passion is just to help us help our bodies obey again, so that we have the energy, the confidence, we get our sexy back, we have this intimate wellness. So that is what we're here to talk about today. Dr. LaKeisha is on the apology tour. So what is the apology tour? How did this even, why are you on an apology tour? What are you apologizing about?
I am so glad you asked, Robin, and thank you so much for hosting a stop on the apology tour. You have been one of our avid supporters and partnerships, and I just want to thank you. I want to thank you, on this platform. I want to say it out loud in person and let you know that I really, really appreciate all that you do for women as well. And I am on this apology tour because I have thought that it is time for medicine to offer women an apology. I want to apologize for the confusion. I want to apologize for the fear. I want to apologize for women being feeling as if they haven't been heard. I want to apologize for women feeling as if they are making things up in their heads. And I feel that and I also want women to understand that, we apologize for making you question your own bodies and question the doctors that do feel like they have some type of, grasp of what's going on, having them almost shrink and go, maybe there's not something around this conversation. And what I'm talking about is women's health. I'm talking about the way that the data that was in how the data was interpreted from the WHI study, which is the Women's Health Initiative that came out in 2002. And I feel I am well equipped to offer this apology because I was there. I was an intern. I was a fresh doctor when that information came out.
So we're talking about, just to be clear, as it relates to hormones.
Exactly, as it relates to
Okay.
women in menopause, perimenopause. And I feel that this whole discussion is having its moment because in early November, the FDA removed the black box warning on estrogen products. And that's why I'm saying I was like, oh my gosh, I'd already started saying, hey, I wanted to elevate this conversation around perimenopause and menopause and hormones. And then they removed the black box warning. I was like, yes, this is the moment. This is why we need to have this conversation. We've had celebrities come out and people are coming out and having their moments, and we're having this grassroots movement. And I was saying, hey, we need to have this part of the conversation. I don't think anybody's talking about it from this standpoint. How did we even get here? How did we get to this point where women have been like, where has this conversation been all this time?
Okay. I want to, when we get to that. So women are scared. Should I have hormone therapy? Should I not? Is it going to cause the C word?
Right, right.
And very, very scared and apprehensive. I'm going to cough. So tell us what happened with this study. What was it do? What did it do? Why did we get so scared?
Oh, I'm so glad that you asked that question. So in 2002, there was information that came out from what is called the WHI study. The WHI study is called the Women's Health Initiative. It was the largest study for women's health to date. It was funded by our Public Services Act of 1944. In 1996, they had this influx of funding, and they were able to fund and have 40 different clinics across the United States to sign up and be part of this study. 166,000 women were part of this study. And what they wanted to look at, they were saying, hey, how do we look at the big causes or the big health scares or health issues that cause women to either have short lifespan, so talking about morbidity, mortality, or something that causes morbidity, things that cause us to not have a good quality of life. And those three big areas, the number one harm for women is cardiovascular disease. That's the number one killer of women. Okay, I want y'all to hear this. Number two is osteoporosis, and number three is breast cancer. And when I go through that, women go, wait a minute, breast cancer is number three? And I say, kind of tongue in cheek, yeah, breast cancer has a great PR department. But I really want you to understand what I'm saying. We know about breast cancer, and that's great. And we need to know about the other two as well. Okay. And so what they were looking at, they were saying, how can we decrease morbidity and mortality? How can we help women live longer? And how can we decrease bad outcomes of these chronic illnesses? And they said, hey, let's look at hormones, because actually our risk for these particular things go up as we get older and our hormones decrease. They said, let's look at
you said that our risk for heart disease, osteoporosis, and all kinds of other things, it goes up as our hormones decline, as we get into menopause, we become more at risk for heart disease, strokes, all the problems.
exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Mm.
And then they said, hey, why don't we look at a second group of women and see if we can help with lifestyle changes? So, exercising, making sure we control our stress, what we eat. And then they looked at a third category and said, how about supplementation? What if we give them supplements like vitamin D? Because we know exactly that vitamin D helps with our bone health. Well, they divided women up into these three categories, and what happened is the hormone category appeared to have some bad outcomes. It looked like women's risk for breast cancer was going up. It looked when they were placed on hormone therapy. It looked like women's risk for having like PEs, which is called pulmonary embolism, or a blood clot in your lungs, or a stroke, was going up. What we did not talk about is a couple of things. One, those were synthetic hormones that were used in the WHI study hormone arm. What do I mean? So the estrogen that was used came from horse's urine. We have no business having horse's urine in our bodies.
Ah.
Okay? And the progesterone was a synthetic progesterone. Okay? So what I mean is this: when we make estrogen and progesterone, the molecular structure of that particular hormone looks a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
What we now know is that bioidentical hormones look just like what our body makes. That's important because our body takes it in and it says, I know what to do with this. I know how to break this down. The liver knows what to do with this. The gut knows what to do with this. We know how to break this down. What the synthetic hormones are like, it's like if you get a key for a lock, but it's not quite cut, all the edges are not quite matching up, but you can jiggle it, jiggle it, jiggle it, and kind of get the lock unlocked. That's what synthetic hormones do. They can jiggle, 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 and they can kind of pop open that lock. But what are called the metabolites, the body doesn't know what to do with them.
So the study used synthetic hormones.
Exactly.
Okay.
And when they looked at the numbers and they broke it down again, there really was no increased risk of breast cancer above your risk of being a woman.
Even with the synthetic?
Even with the synthetics.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So that's the information that got lost amongst the numbers and the statisticians and the epidemiologists.
Okay.
The other thing was that the average age of women in that hormone group was 63 years old and older.
Ah, okay.
We are dealing with women in their mid 30s to early 40s that are going into perimenopause.
Okay.
And menopause. That's a whole nother ball game.
Right.
And this is why I'm saying we need to say we are sorry, because we have denied women for 20 plus years a tool that could have been used to help them have better life, better health, longevity, all of those things.
Yes. Women are struggling, Dr. LaKeisha, a lot with,
Struggling.
again, struggling with the outcome, the brain fog, the frequent urinary,
Yes.
all the problems that come with this hormonal shift, and really afraid to take hormones, those that are. And so this study really scared everybody and
Exactly.
mind to say, well, doesn't, because everybody says, well, does taking the hormone, I hear it still today, doesn't it cause cancer? And you're saying
Right.
study didn't study women that were at the even the proper age, for one thing, because, and then the other one is that it was studying it on synthetic hormones, not
Correct.
bioidentical. So the study
Correct.
skewed and then sent out into the world. Now the powers that be have removed the black box warning. There was a warning on the synthetics, or the, what was it on in the,
All of it. So this is a issue when you have nomenclature in the scientific world. So in chemistry, biology, there's certain things we kind of put under the same umbrella. So anything that was an estrogen got a black box warning, be it a bioidentical or synthetic. They kind of just said, oh, it's an estrogen, let's put it under the estrogen umbrella.
oh,
And so I would have patients come to me, and the bioidenticals have been studied, y'all, for the past 15 years. They have been studied, and they have not shown any risk for breast cancer or strokes or heart attacks. Okay. So we know that they were effective, they were safe. And so I would have somebody come talk to me and say, hey, Dr. LaKeisha, this is what I'm having. I say, you know what, let me prescribe you some estradiol. Okay, so we knew that if it said diol, diol, it was a bioidentical. If it said Premarin or Primpro, we were like, no, that's a synthetic. Okay. So my patient would go to the pharmacy, they'd pick up their prescription, and inside the patient insert would be this black box in the paperwork that said this could cause cancer or strokes or blood clots. And they would say, now why Dr. LaKeisha going to give me something that could cause all this harm?
oh, so it was
So
in the packaging.
it's in the packaging.
Oh, that's, so you would prescribe it, and then it would say, this might kill you.
Exactly. So now they're going, I don't know about this. I'm not going to take it. So they put it aside. They don't take it. And or they would stop seeing me. They'd break up with me. I didn't even know our relationship was in jeopardy. And they would leave and be like, she's giving me stuff that I'm not taking that. Or they would come back and say, Dr. LaKeisha, but this says this. And then I have to try and explain and go. So there was this tug of war between me and the pharmaceuticals. And so patient is now stuck in between and goes, I don't know who to believe. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do.
Mm-hmm. And it is a thing. You're in it. You're working with the women. You're treating them. You see this intimately, and you are one of us, meaning a woman of a certain age. You know this, and yes, you're fighting against big pharma or whoever, and it's a very, very difficult trying to push a boulder up the hill. So by the
Yes.
this black box warning, meaning that no longer is it going to be in there to jar and scare women, so that we can begin to feel more comfortable with taking that journey. Because what I know, I'm not the expert, but what I know, every woman that I know that has used hormone replacement therapy has a better quality of life.
Yes.
And that's really
Yes.
versus women that don't. I mean, and I it's like night and day. And even with
Absolutely.
aging and feeling just vibrant, that I can see the difference. And if it's something that basically what we're saying is we want to turn fear into facts.
Yes.
But who should not be taking these hormones? Is there a
That's a great question. Oh, that's a great question. There are some people who have medical histories where you really have to say, okay, I'm not quite sure if you're a good candidate for this because it hasn't been studied extensively enough for us to have a big conclusive evidence that says yes or no, or, so I do have women that, for instance, if somebody has had a known blood clot, I'm very cautious. I'm like, I'm not sure. Well, we need to know why you had that blood clot. If there is a solid reason, etiology for that, and I can explain it and we can, then I go, okay, but we still talk about there could be some risk. I have patients that are breast cancer survivors that I have on some form of hormone therapy. And I even have them, I've even worked with their oncologist, and it's like, yes, I concur. I agree. This is wonderful. Okay, let's go ahead and have you work with Dr. LaKeisha. So there are very few, staunch contraindications for this. And it's not just estrogen. There's progesterone, there's testosterone. So there's so many, it's not, that's the other part of the conversation I want to bring. When we say hormone therapy, we're not just talking about estrogen. And it's the way in which you also deliver the hormone therapy.
I would say it's a big conversation, and I think for women we just kind of need to hear it a little bit by little, because it's a big conversation. But what I would tell everyone listening is you want to work with a specialist, an expert, that this is not
Yes.
only what they do but who they be, because there is a space. Because there are a lot of people out there, Dr.
Yeah.
LaKeisha, that are saying, I'm a hormone specialist. I know
Mhm.
what I'm doing. What I love about you, and that I do want you to explain what inner
Sure.
OBGYN, what that means. What I love about you is you come from Loma Linda, which is a top tier university. You studied there, and you've continued to study and keep your pencil sharp, and you actually are in the field
Yeah.
working. So what does it mean to be an integrative OBGYN? Why do we care? What is it?
He said, "Why do we care?" I love that. I love that. I am an integrative OBGYN because I look at the whole you. I say, again, tongue in cheek at times, medicine has gotten very good at dismembering the body. Everybody stays in their lane, they get very tunnel vision, and we only work in our box. Okay. Whereas I was doing this in practice, it was, women would come in to me and they go, "Oh, my period has been wacky for about 3 months or 4 months or so." And I'd start going through the usual questions, and then I'd pause and I go, "So what happened in your life 3 months ago? What changed?"
Mm-hmm.
And they would look at me and go, "What does that have to do with anything we're talking about?" I was like, "It has a lot to do with what we're talking about. Did you have major stress? Did you change something? Did you know what?" And they would start, and it would start seeping out. And I go, "You know what? Because your body is connected." And so if you have a stressor, my simplest thing would be, if you have a stressor and your cycle starts changing, it's because the body's going, whoa, whoa, whoa. Simple. If we want to break this down to the simplest thing, your body is trying to have a fertilized egg every 28, 30, or whatever days. it goes, wait a minute, there's a stressor. I don't think we need to fertilize an egg this month. So maybe we have an anovulatory cycle. Maybe we have a cycle where we didn't ovulate. And so then if the hormones are not going as high as they used to, they're dropping too soon, they're dropping lower than they used to, then you can have this irregular spotting. You can actually have cycles that space out longer than they used to. So when it was every 28 days, now it's every 35, 40, 50 days, that type of thing. So integrative gynecology, which is something that I have actually kind of coined and brought two worlds together, is looking at the whole you, looking at everything that makes you you. Robin, I started taking a trauma history from my patients when I
Yeah.
talk to them.
No, you know it, and those that are listening, I have to say this. When with all of my soul, I would say if you are dealing with a medical professional that is not holistic and integrative in nature, I would want you to just rethink that, because as Dr. LaKeisha said, everything is connected,
Mm.
and how your body is behaving has so much to do with what you eat, what you think, what you feel. And if you're only going in trying to solve this result of a thing and you're not trying to really get to the core, then you're doing yourself a disservice, which generally is how the traditional medicine works. It's like, oh, I have a pain here, let me give you something for that. And for us, we're so, our hormones are, it's like an orchestra. It's a lot going on, a lot going on, a lot to understand. Dr. LaKeisha, and I want to make sure, because I know that people have a lot of questions, want to know more. You have a course, hormone hot to go to hormone boot camp. You say, I don't want to say
I
the
know, it's okay. It's okay. Yes, I do. I do. I have a course called Hormone Hottie Boot Camp. I can drop the link here. Hold on. I'm gonna see if I can still do this while we.
Okay. So while you're trying to do that, because I think you're frozen, but I don't know where she went. She's frozen. But it's a course that helps you to learn. Oh, you back? Uh-oh, you're muted. Do I have to unmute you? Oh,
Oh, I got it. Okay. I'm gonna drop the link for the course right here. There we
okay.
go. There you
Okay.
go.
So tell us about the course. Who is it for? Why would someone take the course?
Absolutely. So this course are for my hormone hotties out here. Okay. Hello, hello, hello. And you all are a hormone hottie. You are a hormone hottie if you woke up in a body you don't recognize. You're a hormone hottie if all of a sudden you're like, I breathe air and I gain 5 pounds. Okay. You're a hormone hottie if you can't get to sleep at night anymore. You're a hormone hottie if you are putting that leg out of the cover and then putting it back in and then putting it off, and you're a hormone hottie if you're coming to me and saying, I don't have night sweats per se, I just get warm, because y'all are good about saying, I don't have night sweats, I don't have hot flashes yet. Okay. Or I'm just a little warm. You're a hormone hottie if you have stopped having your period for that 12 consecutive months and are considered in menopause now. So if you're perimenopausal, which can happen 5, 7, 10, 15 years before menopause, or you're a menopausal woman, you're a hormone hottie. And if you are just like, okay, why did I not get the memo how this works? What's happening with my body? What are the various different things I need to know? This course is for you, okay? And it's for you. It's a self-paced course. It's taught by me, the expert, Dr. LaKeisha, your international menopause whisperer. I'm on the screen. I have beautiful slides for you, teaching you through 6 modules. You can put it on while you're cooking. If you really want to sit down and grab some of that information, there's a workbook that goes along with it with some journal prompts, and you can really dive in so that you can have a better, well-rounded understanding of what's happening in your body, and then what is next. Okay, so now this is what's happening to me. What do I do next? Who do I talk to? How do I have that conversation? And so you can grab this course because you're a hormone hottie.
Do you work with patients, um, or I know you do because I work with you. So, but how do you work all over? Does it have to be in a certain state? Tell me.
Absolutely. So I am in Maryland. I'm in the Maryland DC area. And so patients that are willing to, say that they want to come see me, they can start working with me. You can do your virtual consult visit with me if you go to talkhormones.com, and we can sit down and I can, dive into your situation with you. And then you say, "Hey, yeah, doc, I really want to work with you." Then we can work together. So that's the way that we start. But you can do the boot camp. Anybody can do the boot camp anywhere, all over the place, internationally, anywhere. And if you found out about this course because you were watching this tour, there's a special promo code that I have kept up and you get the holiday discount still if you use Apology Tour as the promo code Apology Tour. You will get that holiday discount.
And I want to say this before we wrap up. I had the opportunity I worked with you, or we worked together,
Mm-hmm.
which is after, like, you came to Necessary Nutrition and did a class.
Yeah.
So for those that are a part of Necessary Nutrition, her class is there. And from the class, myself and so many others, a number of others, decided to work with you. And what I appreciate was the time spent, the understanding, and then the depths of the information, and then the guidance of what to do. And I can tell you, honestly, I'm telling you this, my anxiety level is less and better managed. This is real. And I was thinking about that today. Even without the taking of the adaptogens, I take them, but things are better, and I take what you recommended, and I really do see a difference in how everything behaves. And so when it's time for me to do hormone replacement, I will, and
Yes.
I am. I really am. And what I loved is I asked you, so do you think I need hormone replacement therapy right now? And you said, do this first, and then let's revisit it in another year. And I'm also going to say you did a Dutch test, which is an extensive deep dive into what my hormones are doing throughout the day.
Yeah.
You did a GI map to see
Yes.
which is important because so many things happen in our gut, and we think it's like, again, we think of our body as an isolated system, and everything is
Yes.
so interconnected. And if you're not dealing with what's going on in your gut, but it all works together. So I say that to say that there's a lot of spinning of our wheels that should I do this? Should I do that?
Mm-hmm.
Go to Dr. Google or Dr. Chat at this point. But if you're really serious, you want to lock arms with someone who, this is what they do, this is what they know. That's my opinion. And we were to, like, each session, I believe, was like an hour.
Yes.
Yeah, but the truth is, people that are listening, you got to pay for it. That's the truth. Like, it's the truth. And if I'm okay to say this, you don't hold on, you don't take insurance.
Correct. It's I have a concierge practice because what I found is that I now have more leeway to be the expert and authority that I know I am, and be able to really give women a personalized symptom solution blueprint. So, whereas, insurance companies will say, "Oh, no, we don't pay for, we don't do," so I say, no, I'm not gonna.
And we've been trained that if we can't use our insurance for a thing, then we don't want it.
Uh-huh.
To rethink that, if you look at all the things that are going on in the world and in the industry, it's really not for your betterment. It's really not. And so if you have a situation, it's your responsibility. And I definitely think you should have insurance, but you should, my opinion, have your traditional insurance, because if you break a leg, don't call Dr. LaKeisha. Don't call me. I'm not going to prescribe no broccoli for you. Like, you need help.
Right.
Help. But there's also things where the insurance and the medical system as it's set up is not going to support you in the best way. So that's all I'm going to say about that. I can get on a whole.
Oh yeah, we could both be on our soapboxes for
Yeah,
another 45 minutes or
I
so,
know.
right?
But I want to keep this. Is there anything that I missed? Anything that that you needed to say that you didn't say right now at this juncture?
Yeah. No, I just want, again, I want to thank you for hosting and being part of this conversation that really needs to be amplified. And I want women to start feeling empowered because you have the right information. Like you said, I want to take fear and bring facts. I want you to now sit in the knowing that you know, oh, something's different, and I'm going to go advocate for myself.
You know, something else I just thought about for those who can't utilize you or as a provider, then taking the course empowers them with the information that they need should when they find a different provider. Now
Correct.
know what to ask for and be an advocate for themselves and say, hey, wait, is this, ask questions. And if that provider doesn't know the answer, or if they do, it's good. There's just, you just,
Yes.
if you just want to take care of yourself, people.
Exactly, exactly, exactly. And I tell my patients all the time, I say, you know, you can fire your doctor, right?
Yeah.
Like if this is not working for you, if a relationship, if this is not being a synergistic relationship, if they're dismissive of you, if you never feel heard, if you don't feel as if somebody is really helping you to figure out what is best for you can find somebody else. Okay, because you live in your body every single day. You know when it changes. You know when things don't feel right.
I two more things before I just
Yeah.
discovered today, like it just hit me, even though I kind of knew, like my anxiety that just started going haywire during my late 40s when
Hmm.
it just it just hit me. And today I realized, yes, that the cortisol and all the stuff that was, it wasn't just like, I'm like, what my brain used to calm myself down, my body just doesn't have the tools to bring me down like it used to. And I understand that. So I hear a lot of women saying, like, what's wrong with me? I'm not as resilient. We're emotional. We cry over things that didn't used to bother us. You're not crazy. Those that are listening, your hormones are not there anymore to calm you down. They used to be there to bring us back, and now we're in this heightened state. Um, and I want y'all to know that there is a way to bring you down to how you would like to be, but you're not crazy, and you're not alone.
That part.
That part,
That part. You are
you're,
not alone.
yeah.
And I have so many women feeling that that what they are experiencing is a moral failure on their part. They feel as if they didn't treat their body right. They feel, what did I do wrong is the biggest question. Well, what did I do wrong? What did I not eat? What did I not do? How did I get here? It is a part of what the natural course of what happens. You're on mute. Oh, hold on. Let me see. Can I get you off mute? No. Did somebody try to call? Oh, there you go.
There I am. Yeah, you're not alone. I mean, I've had so many interesting symptoms that I didn't know were related to the hormones. You just, like, I started having heart palpitations
Yes.
years ago, and I was like, what's wrong with me? Or my blood pressure started to go up. I started panicking. I had panic. I did all kind of like, what the what? And you're not alone, or you're just irritable. Somebody's just batting their eye, and you're like, you know what? Stop. Just stop. Just keep your eyes closed. Just do not open them.
I was we were with some friends this past weekend, and she was like, "Oh my gosh!" I was just like, "Why is he chewing?" She was like,
Yeah.
"Why is like he's just eating his food, but why is he chewing so loud?" And we were laughing at that, but it's so true. It is so true. I think one night my husband was drinking some water or something. I was just like, "Why are you swallowing so loud?"
Yeah.
Like, and I never said it out loud, but I chuckled to myself because I knew what was going on with me.
You have to know. If you know, then you can say, okay, you can laugh at
Right. I was like, girl, you tripping. I was like, girl, go put your creams on so you can go
yeah,
to bed.
yeah.
Like, go ahead.
Um,
Right.
hopefully, I'm guessing in your course you talk about the different ways, hopefully maybe that like the creams or the this or the that or what.
It's
Okay.
an introduction, so it tells people what's available, and that's why I want you to be able to come and talk to me, because it is such a personalized decision.
Okay.
So there are different ways to get your hormones. There's transdermal ways, and that means that it could be a patch, a cream. There's subcutaneous, which is a pellet, which can go right under your skin. There's there are pills that you can take, there are injections. I mean, there's so many different ways, and then you need to know, okay, is this the one that's right for me? How do I decide that? Well, you and your provider sit down, and that's what I do. Is I look at your lifestyle, I look at what you're willing to do, what can you do on a daily basis. Are you a person that will put a cream on every day? If not, then maybe you're a person that needs something that you kind of set and forget, and just redo every couple of days or something like that. So there's so many options.
Right. I looking at our time, so
I
we
know.
I want to encourage you all to take care of yourselves, to check out Dr. LaKeisha's course, check Dr. LaKeisha out, but just know you are not alone. You are not crazy. Our hormones are dancing, doing the things, and because they do that, we are not the same person that we used to be. It's not just you. You're not crazy, but if you don't get it managed, then your quality of life will be different. And as Dr. LaKeisha said, our risk for osteoporosis, heart disease, and cancer, and all of those things are on the upswing because our
Yeah.
hormones are on the decline.
Mm.
So incline. I can think of the word.
Yes.
It's
Right.
on the
Exactly. Hello.
incline because our hormones are on the decline.
Yes.
So
Yes. Yes.
we want to make sure that you are in the know. And that is what this conversation was about. And thank you, Dr. LaKeisha, for having that. Before we wrap up officially, I am going to say, if you don't have your necessary nutrition, vitamin D3, your magnesium, why? That doesn't even that's foundational for women in our age and necessary nutrition. We are your provider. And when you get it from us, we give you love and gifts and all kinds of special things. And then also for those that are part of the necessary nutrition community, Dr. LaKeisha has a class in there, a part of our classes on demand that you can check out and get some very powerful information. And we have a guided community that is specifically for women over 40. All of us in there are experiencing the same thing, in addition to, so this hormonal mayhem. And then we have grownish children, if we have children, or we have aging parents. We have so much that we can relate to within that space. So I encourage you to be in there, necessarynutritionacademy.com. And for your vitamin D, necessaryvitamind.com. Anything else? I had to put the plug in there. I had to put my
Absolutely. I love it. I love it. I love it. We have, I again, thank you for hosting. Thank you for being part of this national growing conversation.
for sure.
And,
For
and
sure.
thank you for all that you do for women as
Yeah.
well, and making sure that they are supported internally, the nutrition, as well as, just supported as a community, so
Yeah.
they are not alone as well.
Not alone. You're all not alone. And so I think this will live on this platform for 30 days, but I think I can download it.
If you download it, and or I could even share it. I want to be able to share it on my side too.
Yeah, so it's public. You can share it. It is.
Awesome.
And
Awesome.
then I chat GPT'd if I could actually download it before it disappears in 30 days.
Okay.
Move it off of here. But anyways, thank you so much, Dr. LaKeisha. Tell us again, even though you put it in the
Yeah.
space.
In the comments, so
Yeah.
you can go to, so there is, if you go to hormonehottiebootcamp.com, you should be able to get the course. You may have to put the www dot in front of it.
Oh,
There, some platforms it goes right to it, some
yeah.
platforms it's like thinking,
Yes,
so
yes.
I'm not sure, but I put in the long URL in the comments here. And when we actually post it again, I'll put it back in there under the comments. And then you can go to talkhormones.com. Again, you may have to put the www dot in front of it to be able to schedule a virtual consult visit with me and be able to and let's talk. I do have a freebie for everybody. If you want to crack your hormone code, go to hormonequiz.co and you can take that quiz and start cracking your own hormone code there.
You said something I wanted to. You said brain fog. You said it was. Oh, the code. There was.
Oh, that's right. If you get if you purchase your course, put in promo code apology tour and you will get the holiday pricing, okay? Because the price did go up after the holidays, but if you use apology tour, because I had such a demand for the apology tour, we booked into 2026. I was so excited, and I said, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and extend that promo code, and so apology tour will get you the holiday pricing. Okay,
got it. Thank you again to you for being here, and thank all of you that are listening. And if you're listening in the replay, I guess, drop replay in there. And I want to say this: eat well, think well, and be well. Peace and blessings. I'm sending all the love to all of y'all, to you and those around you. Let's get our hormones right so we can go sleep well.
yes, 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 yes.
Again, Dr. LaKeisha, take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.